Hello! As some of you know, I've been away from these shores for a few years. Only popping back now and then just to turn around and visit my allotment. So all my meads were put in storage, and a kind friend of mine went and checked on them. And he did it quite fastidiously. He was quite very good about it. Because he always kept checking the water up, especially in the hot weather. And we're having some fine, beautiful weather at the moment. So I decided today, as I've got a bit of time off and it's lovely, that I would actually turn around and have a day off the gardening and do some bottling. And I'd taken a sample of the mead. If you go back through my videos, you'll see there's a series called Making a Mead, and this little darling is the one that was in there. Now that's been sat in a pet bottle, not the same one because we've racked it a couple of times, but basically it's been sat for 3.5 years in bulk. And if you age something in bulk before you bottle it, it smooths and ages a little bit quicker. And there's an old saying with mead: if you age in the bulk, 1 year in the bulk is worth 2 in the bottle. So if you bottle a mead that's a year old, and it will take 4 years to age till it gets to its peak smoothness. If you age it for 3 years in the fermenter, or 2 years in the fermenter, you don't have to wait so long for it to hit the peak. Now this is only a small batch, but the same principle applies. And that, as you can see, it's clear as a bell. It's beautiful. And the legs, there's legs on this. I don't know if the camera can pick the legs up, but there are some nice legs coming down that. And you can smell the honey. Now if I remember right, I used three jars of honey, and then I topped it up with another half jar. So I think it started out at 1070 plus the extra honey. It took it up to probably about 1090, 1100. And I've not taken a reading before I bottled, so but I remember using Lavin 71B because it's not as strong as D47. It's a more gentle yeast, so it wouldn't have all fermented out. So hopefully this is a medium sweet. And it's got that aroma because it's kept the honey, so I don't think it's too dry. You can smell the honey. It's quite pronounced. It's not like you stuck your nose in a jar of honey, but it's there. It's quite a lovely smell. Meadow in the spring and summer with the wildflowers around. It is summer. It's summer in a glass. Out in the countryside, the English countryside, in Sussex where I am now, not Hampshire. It's got a little faint smell of wine, so there's a little smell of alcohol, but the honey is all up front. It's all honey. And then the little alcohol. but it's not hot, it's not phenols, it's a nice, you know, it's a drink smell. Okay, well, like I said, the legs are good. When you swirl a glass and then stop it, you'll see it run down, and how thick and thin those legs are at the body. And just by looking at that, it's got quite a slightly thick. So I'm going to say, I guess, I haven't tasted this yet, I'm going to say that's going to be a medium sweet or sweet medium sweet. East by southeast. It's going to be that range. But it's beautiful honey colour. As you can see, try and get some white paper. Here we go, some white paper. Let's see if we can get there you go. It's a beautiful honey colour. It's kept the colour well. It's kept the colour well, and it's not ripped the aroma out. So I'm going to say 71B will be, yeah, I think it's 71B. 1171B. If you're going to make a mead, it's a good one to have for a straight mead because it doesn't rip it. Let's dive in. Straight away there is the honey, the sweetness of the honey as well. And then you get like a fruity wine. And then doesn't dry finish, there's a hint of dryness and a very, very tiny, very subtle, tiny fennel on the flavour. And then the aftertaste of a bloody good mead. Peachy type, and then it's gone. It's a medium sweet. So I'm going to guess that's finished around 10-16, probably 10-14, 10-14, so it's 10-18, but I'm going to have a guess at 10-16 or something like that. It's very nice, and it's very smooth as well. It's aged. No alcohol burn at all, no alcohol hint. There's a little hint as it goes down, it warms you, but there's no alcohol in the flavour. So that little bit of fennel can only be detected when you taste a mead or a wine. When you taste a mead, drag in air, and that will give you what it is. When you see the wine tasters, they go, I drag in air with it because it helps bring all the flavour out instantly that you will have. This hasn't breathed either. This just comes straight out of the fermenter. I thought, I've got all the tubing, and I thought, well, I'll take a glass and do a video. So I'm not even bottled it yet, so I'm not going to cut away to do because I'm going to have this. It's really nice. It's really smooth. It's mellowed and aged. There's no phenols. I mean, it was only a straight mead in here. It wasn't hyper strong. It's slightly sweeter, medium sweet, but on the sweeter end of that. So I would say 10-16, 10-18 is going to be an accurate figure. I'll let you know, and I might do a little cutback after I bottle and I'll test a bit more. Honey, sweetness. Then you get that distinctive flavour of honey. It's not just sweet, it's got that, it's like earthy, musky, or mushroomy. There's that part of the honey that you get, you know, it's not just pure sweetness like syrup, there is a flavour there. That's quite pronounced as well. It comes through, you get the sweetness and then you get the honey, distinctive honey flavour. And then your cheeks, on the inside of the cheeks, it's not coating it, but you do taste it on the inside of your cheeks. like I said, the legs are pretty good on this. They are really good. And the clarity is beautiful. Drinking it straight without no air. No off flavours at all. No phenols. You know it's strong. You know it's more than 10%. You feel it, you know. The head. It's not warming here so much. You can feel it, but it's not hot or it's not warming. But your head goes light. This is naughty mead. So. So if you've followed my series Making a Mead and you've just kept doing it until you can now bottle it. It's beautiful stuff. This is what mead is about. Oh. I know people bottle their meads after 6, 7, 8 months, but if you can afford to keep it in the fermenter and look after it and treat it like a baby, and then wait and wait and wait and have the patience, you get stuff like this. This is soul. Because when the person puts that much time, okay, I went away, but if a lot of my meads I leave, I've still got cherry mead on the go. Yes, I went away and I would have probably bottled this one a bit early. But then I'm just reminding myself why I don't tend to bottle early. Because it comes out like this, and that's before it's in the bottle. And I reckon giving another, it's quite a light mead, it's not fermented out, it's not dry, and I reckon if I give that 6 months to a year in the bottle, I mean that's peak. That's coming up to its peak. It's not quite there yet, but I reckon 6 months to a year in the bottle, and that will be a fine mead. And I mean a fine mead. You know, that's aged, it's smoothed, all the sugars that have gone are broken down, there is no off flavours, no off smells, it's retained its essence of being honey. Oh, that's pleasure in a glass. Ooh, that's good. Ooh, that's the emphasis. That's just relaxing. That's the sort of wine. This is the sweetness that you want in the summer when you sit down and you've been picking fruit or taking lettuces out and barbecue, and you've had your meats and all your beer and your smoky in the evenings, just coming down to cool down. When the sun's coming down and the temperature just comes down, and you can sit there on your veranda or out in the open countryside and then just sit there, relax, and have a glass. Oh. So I reckon that's got to be at least 13%. Well, the yeast gives out at 13, 14, so I'm going to say that's probably given out. So I'm going to say it's 14. I can feel it, and I only had that much, and I can feel it. It's there, you know. I don't want to anymore, not at the moment. I've got to go out again, but ooh, she's naughty, smooth. Oh, I'll try and get the small wine bottles from the supermarket. I'll try and get some small bottles, and I'll try and get some samples out. Not too many, because I'm going to actually enjoy this. But I'll try and get some out. I'll try and get one to Jonah, because I know he's made meads. And I'll try and get one over to Canada if I can. Canada? Texas. So Canadian Sat Squats, if you're watching, I'll try and get a small sample bottle. I don't know, I think they're about 250ml. So that's 2 glasses, one for you and the lady, because that's a basic mead done in a little plastic bottle, but it's been sat for a long time. And it's honestly, that's so good. That is really smooth. Oh, it is. Like I said, when you take time and you look after a mead when it's in its fermented bottles, it's your soul you're drinking, because that's your time. And time is the one thing we have, and that's the reward.